Boy, oh boy, where do you really start? Okay, um, I keep telling myself that that's it. I got to do it right now because it's important. Because it is important. But at the same time, it's not important. If it doesn't happen, it's no big deal. That's the whole grasping and clinging thing that they talk about. But it's not a big deal because I'm still alive. Whether people take it seriously or not, they're going to learn at their own pace or whatever. But the beautiful thing is that you know, I don't know how to express this in words for other people, but I'm getting more and more confident in just saying whatever at any time to anyone. Because, I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? Are they going to stab me? Oh, you killed me because you didn't like what I said. Well, when I know that the stuff I have to say is important and can really help them, that's a risk I'm willing to take if they really want to stab me or kill me or get in a fight over something. Because I'm not trying to start a fight with anybody. I'm trying to help everybody. So basically, I keep saying this. I don't know where to start, but that's because every day is a new beginning. Like when people say that, it's not just a metaphor. Like when you wake up this morning, is it the beginning of the day or is it the beginning of everything? Isn't right now? If you decide this moment is the beginning, I'm changing right now, and the beginning of that change is right now. The change is right now. The beginning is right here. This is where it begins. Well, if you think that way and you really realize that everything is the beginning. There is no unless you hold on to it, and no matter what degree it is, that's all it is. Like you're holding on to something. And if you say, well, that's not true, I'm like, okay, well, this morning you started out and you started working on something. It might be something you did yesterday, but it could have been the beginning of a new project. But you've always been you, and that hasn't just started today, has it? Or are you always your ego? Because if you take away the fact that you're your person, you're just going about doing what you have to do, like the work because you have a job there, or the activities that you choose to do once in a while, but a lot of the more or less the obligations you have. And I'm not just saying this for just some rigmarole, just saying something. It's because I need to find a way to express my experience to people and find the right words to do it. And because I don't want people to take it for a joke because it's not. It's just I'm so loving and wonderful and happy. Like everybody's wonderful, but I'm so loving and wonderful that like I see my oldest son who I love so much, and this isn't taken away from how much I care about him. But when you really realize that you can't control other people and the way they think is the way they think, and if they want help, they have to reach out. Like if one of my kids, I hate to say this, if one of my kids like committed suicide or died or overdosed or something like that, like I personally wouldn't don't want that, and I would cry because it matters. But I'm already prepared if that does happen, and I'll be just fine. You know what I mean? And just like I'm not that worried about if I die because I know I'll be just fine. I mean, that's a feeling that once you understand that and truly know it to be true, not convince yourself or fool yourself, it's true. So once you really know that and actually understand it and can actually know it to yourself to be true, life is fine. But you know, when someone starts talking like that, it makes you like feel bad for them, or not feel bad, but you want to help them out. Like he's my son, I love him. Complaining about nobody cares to hear from me or nobody cares about what's going on. I'm like, hey man, how you doing? How you doing? Like I used to do it like every other day, and I wouldn't get an answer, and then I finally get an answer and be like, dude, I haven't heard from you for months, and he's like, what do you want me to say? I don't know what to say. And then I'd try once a week here and there, and he wouldn't answer. And then once in a while, he'd send me something with like some crying and sobbing and whatever because he was probably drunk or whatever. So he's having an emotional moment, which is fine, and it's whatever. I accept all that. That's the way things are, man. Why sugarcoat things? Why act like I don't do nothing bad? I've never done anything bad because bad stuff is only for bad people. Good people don't do bad stuff. I would care to say that every person has gotten in like some kind of argument, said something bad about somebody before in some way, whether they were 2 when they did it, 3 when they did it, 25 when they did it, 80 when they did it. Every person has thought bad thoughts, done bad things. Get over it. Okay, it's time to move on and be one. Totally. If you've ever done something wrong, then you have something to be forgiven for from somebody else. Then forgive everybody for everything they've ever done to you, so that you can be forgiven for yourself, and forgive yourself for everything you've ever done, and forgive yourself for being ignorant and not understanding what's really going on in this world. Like no one really does. They're following along with some storyline. I might say storyline. You might take it just as some, comparison to whatever. But I don't know what other word to use. It is just a storyline. You don't work at your job till you apply for it. You don't live in America unless that's where you were born and you didn't move away. You don't, you know, none of those things truly matter to your soul's progression. And when I get into saying stuff like that, I know it makes people shy away, and that's their right too. But it's happening now. This day and age, it is happening right now, whether you get it or not. So you're going to understand this within the next few years. You could take it from some false guru who wants you to follow their practice, or you could take it from an actual person who got to a certain spot by following whatever religious or spiritual things they do and having their experience. So therefore, since they went through that method to get there, now they speak all this stuff for these ancient beings they did it, they don't understand, but that I've been. So I have to tell people this because everyone that I know on a personal level and everyone I see on a day-to-day basis, I've told this to. And if, I have no fear. Like, I'm at the point where if like the government or all those big words, the government and the people, the man, tried to come to get me, to kill me, to silence me, then, oh well. It's worth people knowing this. I'm willing to die for what I believe in, because the world is what I believe in. That's why the world is here. So it's nothing to be spooked about, but like I'm one of the many, but now few left people that truly have enough belief and truly have enough power in their faith and truly have enough stuff to actually make things move in the real world. But I don't want to sound weird. I might edit this out, and I don't think I should, because I want to be honest, and people won't believe it anyway, and that's just perfect. So, and I don't really take any effort in practicing anything like that. I've just have before, and it sort of spooked me, so I don't want to do it now because it's really weird, and I never believed in stuff like that. But now I really believe anything can happen because I've seen everything. So, and it's not something that I'm not trying to show off. I don't want any recognition. I don't even really want to be called Dan Alexander, but I love my family, so I give my name credit. But that's just on this turnaround. The next time around, it'll be something else. I might even be an animal or something. Who knows? So, till next time, peace and love.